Well, hello, everyone. I'm Tejas Mehta. I'm a product manager on the Viva team. So I'm here with Anshuman and Luca, and together we're going to talk to you about Microsoft Viva. We've got some exciting new details to share about Viva Connections and the new experience as the home for the Viva suite. We'll also tell you about how you can extend the platform to create tailored experiences that suit your specific organization's needs. We're going to show you a bunch of demos as well. So I think we've covered the agenda. So let's just kind of dive in. All right. For those of you who might be new to it, Microsoft Viva is the employee experience platform that we recently launched within Microsoft 365 and Teams that brings together all the apps and tools that employees need to be successful at work. The Microsoft Viva suite of products enables connection, insight, purpose, and growth. And these happen to be the 4 experience areas that support different stages of the employee journey. The first one being connection, and that's really all about keeping everyone informed, included and inspired. The second is insight, which is really catered towards improving productivity and well-being through insights. The third is purpose, which is about aligning people's work to teams and org goals. And the fourth is growth and really helping employees learn, grow, and succeed. And you'll see from the slide here, there are a number of different products within the suite that ladder up to each of those experience areas. What differentiates Microsoft Viva from other employee experience solutions is that Viva is integrated across Microsoft 365, Teams, and third-party applications, so you can engage people naturally in the flow of their work and the tools that they use. It's the only employee experience platform that fully taps the power of Microsoft Graph to help you turn your workplace data and insights into competitive advantages. And it's built on Microsoft 365 Cloud, which means you get all of the known and great security and extensible platform to really build those custom solutions for your business. In this particular session, we're really going to be focused on that left pillar there, which is Connections, which really brings these app experiences into a single place. Connections is an important app and service within the Viva suite, and it plays a dual role in the suite. And the first being that it behaves as the front door or the home for the suite. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. You'll see demos there. From here, you'll be able to discover and find your way to all of the other Viva applications directly from the Connections experience. And second, it's also an app experience in and of itself that brings together news, announcements, conversations, apps, tools, and resources that employees need to get their work every day all into a single place to meet the unique and tailored needs for employees. All right, let's talk a little bit more about Connections. As you might already be aware, we launched Connections just over a year ago as an app in Teams that has both a mobile and desktop experience. Talking just a little bit about what exists in market today in the product. On mobile, the experience has 3 tabs. It's got a dashboard for quick task completion, a feed for easy consumption of important news and conversations, and resources for access to items that that your organization has curated for its users. On the desktop, the Connections experience includes the home site or the top of the intranet or that portal within a tenant. We've seen really great early growth with Connections in the market, and we continue to build on that momentum. And we're introducing a new improved experience on desktop I'm going to talk about now. So if you have a tenant in targeted release, we are rolling out the update to Connections right now, and we're introducing a new default home experience for Connections on desktop. This new experience aligns with what is already available on mobile and includes those common elements like the dashboard, feed, and resource components. It's the front door to the Viva suite. So you've got easy navigation and wayfinding to the other Viva applications right here in the home experience, so that users do have available to them. If you already have a home site, it offers seamless navigation to it, and you'll see in the demo as well. But in the screenshot here, we put a link to the home site in the top right. From a setup and deployment perspective, we've really reduced the setup and configuration steps you need to get started with Connections. Really, the idea here is to reduce time to value to help customers get started early. And finally, as part of this rollout, we're also introducing a new experience for frontline workers that will have its own distinct set of dashboard cards that are tailored for FSKU licensed users. Before we dive into demo, I just wanted to quickly kind of recap. Again, we are updating the desktop experience for the connections to be the home for the Viva Suite by default. But if you already have a home site, we'll automatically, as I mentioned, include a link to it in the new experience. But if you don't, and that's kind of the new different thing, that's totally okay. You can run connections without it, and you can always add a home site when you're ready. But the beauty is that both of these experiences, the home experience and the home site, effectively can coexist in the same app. Users can navigate between the two of them, and they share a common infrastructure so that you can leverage things like SharePoint News and global navigation and the Extensibility framework and SPFX, and all of the SharePoint content publishing system that you're familiar with, like audience targeting and multilingual support and scheduling and approvals and so on and so forth. And you get to bring all of that through to the Viva Home experience and into the suite as well. So I think that's it for me. Time for me to stop talking and turn over to Anshuman to demo all of what we just talked about. So Anshuman, if you wouldn't mind taking it away.
Yep, sure. Thanks, Tejas. Hey, everyone. So while I'm taking over the screen, a little bit about myself. I'm a PM on Viva Connections team as well, working with Tejas and Nancy on Viva Home. This is a live product. So what you saw in the screenshot, this comes to life here. Quick couple of points. This is still very much available in the Viva Connections app. And if you have done any kind of customization on the icon or the naming, that stays. So even if you have this new Viva Home experience, your branding that you applied to your icon or the name stays. Additionally, if you have a home site, as they just mentioned, the home site is also available through this experience. So it's seamless navigation to home site from Viva Home. And then you can come back to Viva Home from the home site. Now, what's new? You can see this architecture of information here is much closer to mobile. So we've got the top ribbon, the dashboard feed, and then the resources at the bottom. It offers an easy wayfinding into all of the Viva investments that the customer has made. So I am with Megan, is licensed for Learning, Insights, and Engage. And so those products are available right on the banner for quick access and easy wayfinding. I have also available this link from the menu here. So again, multiple ways for end users to decide what is their sort of favorite pattern to access the apps. What this allows me to do is to basically gives me the visibility and discoverability in all the Viva apps that are available, and I can quickly switch to any of those apps within Teams. The banner right now is static, but we are working on applying a functionality here that will allow customers to apply their own branding. So it's coming very soon where much like the edit that you see here, you will see the edit on the banner. Now, these edits are available only to admin users. So Megan here is a global admin, so she sees the edit button. For end users, they will not see the edit buttons, but they will still see all of the same functionality. So getting a little bit deeper into the dashboard. So this is the same dashboard that you have on home site today. In fact, if you have a home site and the Viva Home gets applied, we just seamlessly and transparently carry that dashboard. So you don't have to set up the whole thing again. Having said that, if you don't have the home site, you can still get what we call an out-of-the-box dashboard without a home site. So you get a starter set of cards that you can configure, and after configuration, you can make it your own. Dashboard offers a range of possibilities. So you can see here, I have a Viva module card, learning, and some custom cards. So for example, this is a custom card that Contoso has put together for their employees to see the menu. And this is what we call level 1 and level 2. So it allows you to interact with the application, with the scenarios right within the Viva Connections, as opposed to going to another web page and losing context. So our main goal is to keep the users in the flow of work. And so a lot of those interactions in terms of looking for the menu, or for that matter, looking for the holiday list. All of that can be done through building these L1 and L2 views of the cards right within the dashboard. So the users can actually access not just the information, but workflows and quick tasks and actions right within the dashboard on Viva Connections app. So this sort of gives you the full range of possibilities from quick and easy Viva pre-built Viva module cards all the way to custom cards that can be done by customers and their IT partners. On the feed, so we brought the feed here. It brings the news from SharePoint, Yammer, Stream, and so that's available, and it is personalized to the end user based on the news sites that they follow, the posts that they make on Yammer, the posts they like on Yammer, the groups that they follow on Yammer. This feed is very personal to the end user, so that also keeps them connected and gives them the information what's happening in the organization. So we talked about the high-value tasks and frequent tasks that can be done. Now, what about wayfinding or navigation? So what resources do they offer the global nav from the home site right here, and in addition to that, they also offer the frequent and followed site for that end user. So these are the frequent sites that Megan follows. And so those are available here as well as any of the followed site. It seems like Megan follows Tejas. Which is kind of cool. And so those are also available here. As you update the navigation on the home site, the navigation reflects here. So it's an easy way to, again, wayfinding into your intranet, common links, resources, documentation, things like that. So that's the end user. Now, what we have done is that we have made it super easy for the admins to maintain and create content. So now I'm just switching gears, and let's say that Megan, the admin, wants to add a new card. So I can click on edit, and this gives me the ability to access the edit mode of the dashboard. I can click on add card. Here I can see all the cards that are available to me, the first-party Viva module cards, other Microsoft apps, third-party apps, as well as even the suggestions based on what's available in my SharePoint app store. And so here, let's say I want to add the praise card. I can select that card. Card shows up. I actually want to move it up top because I want to promote the culture of people sending praise to each other. So it shows up here, and I can republish. And as soon as I republish, the card is now available. And this is available to all the end users who are accessing this Viva Connections home experience. So that's the desktop with editing. You can also edit the global nav right within this Teams app. So you don't have to, again, go to the home site and do it from there if you have this set up. And this is the context in which you want to add more resources. You have the ability to do that right here. And then that also get updated on this canvas under resources. Now I'll try to also switch to mobile. This is going to be a bit tricky, but let's give it a shot and see if we can make the mobile work. So this is the mobile version of Viva Connections. So you can see the three pivots again here, dashboard, feed, and resources. Right now I'm on the dashboard. As you saw, I just added that praise card in the second position on the dashboard. And I can see that here on my mobile experience as well. The experience sort of, it reflows into the mobile form factor. So you can see the cards getting reorganized to sort of, fill the space. And this is available all within the Teams app. So as you can see, I can switch from dashboard to feed. I can check out my feed. That's what I do a lot of times, just checking out what's happening on Yammer. And then I can also access resources right within the Teams app. So seamless sort of update within the mobile app and the desktop Viva Home. You can actually edit within Viva Home on the desktop, and that shows up on the desktop as well as mobile. And then we offer that flexibility for employees to see that content and stay connected and informed on the go or within the office based on whatever form factor that they're using. And that's Viva Home. I think, so to wrap it up, we talked about the custom cards, and extensibility. So I think I'm going to hand it over to Luca to talk more about extensibility that is available with Viva Connections. Thanks, everyone.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Anshuman. Hi, everybody. My name is Luca Bandinelli. I am a PM in the OneDrive SharePoint team, and I am the owner and responsible of the SharePoint Framework from the PM standpoint, which is the engine and that powers the extensibility for Microsoft SharePoint and Teams, as well as of Microsoft Viva and Viva Connections. So Anshuman and Tejas have talked about cards and how do we build these cards by using SharePoint Framework and by leveraging the power of adaptive cards. So we use adaptive card templates in order to be able to surface the data and define this data. Then we use the framework to be able to provide functionalities and capabilities so that the card can be enriched with more data. And thanks to the power of the framework, we also hooked to APIs like Microsoft Graph or any other APIs that can be exposed using Active Directory to gather data and surface this data in your card. At one point, Anshuman was mentioning level 1 and level 2, as well as card view or quick view kind of aspects of the card. Those are the two aspects that you can build when you create a new card for Viva Connections. Both of them leverage the power of the adaptive card in order to surface the data and taking care of the rendering process of the data itself. But we leverage that in a slightly different way. When you build the card view, we basically leverage a declarative approach where you, through the code, will basically tell us the properties that you want to surface in the card, the template, and depending on the template, the kind of information that are needed for the template to surface. And we will build the adaptive card JSON template for you. For the quick view or level 2 view, you are in charge of the entire UX experience, so means that you will be in charge of building the adaptive card JSON, and you will send the adaptive card JSON to us, and we will render the adaptive card JSON in the card, and as part of the dashboard experience. The same kind of experience is going to be consistent across all the channels that Anshuman was surfacing in his demo before, which means that you will see the same in desktop, web, as well as mobile. So, and you don't have to take care about that. You will code your card once and deploy your card once, and we will be able to have different form factor and different rendering experiences depending on the channel that you're consuming your card automatically. So the Microsoft Viva ACE or Adaptive Card Extension Design Gallery is basically what you want to use to get started and get familiarized in the way of building cards view and quick views and trying to understand what can you do with the adaptive card extensions components. It's a set of galleries that we have designed in Microsoft and we have built with the help of Simpraxis as our consulting, as our partners that helped us to build these cards. And basically those are ideas that we have designed together in order to give you functionalities and capabilities that can be built by using SPFX and adaptive card, as well as connecting to API like Microsoft Graphs to surface this kind of data in the cards and quick view themselves. By no means, those are production-ready components that you can get and provide and install in your environment and use that from the get-go, but those are great templates that you can use to customize so that you can tailor to your requirements and you can then be used in your production environments. And the other important things or resources that you really guys want to start looking at is the learning module for Viva Connections and Adaptive Card Extensions. This is a module that we've built and is available in the Learning Center for Microsoft that give you the ability to understand how to build ACEs. So it touches aspects of SharePoint frameworks and APIs generically, but more specifically, all of these concepts that are presented in these modules are focused on building adaptive card extensions. So this is a great resources that you want basically to be able to start in order to understand the basics on how to build a card, the concept of the card view, the concept of the quick view, as well as being able to understand how to use enhanced features and capabilities that are only available in the adaptive card extensions components. As an example, the geolocation or the media functionalities and capabilities that are only available for adaptive card extension components, you will be able to see this kind of features and capability available in modules that you can basically start and play with and learning from by using this learning model here. And this is all that I have.
Thank you, Luca.
That's all that I have. Yes, that's what I said. This is all that I have.
Yeah, I think there were some questions in chat. Vesa has been kind of handling them as well. So I think you're good, but if you want to check there just to make sure.
I will.
I think to wrap up, just a set of resources for getting started with Viva Home and more information about our rollout. As I mentioned, we are in targeted release and we're going to continue rolling out to the rest of production. Our expectation is that'll be completed by the end of the first quarter. So over the next few weeks. And I think you'll get this deck as a leave behind, so you'll have these hyperlinks as well, but I think Vesa has probably posted them into the chat also. I think I'm going to leave this slide just for your information. Urs or someone in chat had asked earlier as well, saying, hey, is there an opportunity for me? I already have connections and I've got the home site. I want that to be the default landing spot. We do have PowerShell commandlet available for you to kind of set or choose the default starting point for your users in the connections experience. So with that, Vesa, I hope we ran on time, and I would turn back to you.
Yep, excellent. Really, really cool. Good to go this through, and great presentation. Good balance on different things and going through from an introduction level. I will paste in the link to the commandlet details on how to customize the home and Viva Connection and desktop and Viva Home. But thank you, Tejas, Anshuman, and Luca on that one.